Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the man that has been fired by radio stations across the country, divorced by his high school sweetheart, and dumped by his fiance of 15 years, yet managed to make it to TV. Give it up for your host, the hilarious Michael Shawn.
Welcome back to the Michael Shawn Show. I'm Michael Shawn, obviously, and our guest, Charleston White, who does not disappoint. When I tell you he speaks his mind and he speaks it clearly and concisely. We're talking about George Floyd. And then before we left out of here, I wanted to mention how you have come at rappers.
Yeah.
And you've come at the hip-hop community basically on two things. One, the snitching situation, which I've always thought that was hilarious because I'm not a criminal. But if me and you do a crime, Charles, I'm snitching. I'm telling. So that's the one thing I agree with you. And the second one, and we'll start with the rappers first, was the fact that George Zimmerman, there's never been, from what we know of, a hit put out on George Zimmerman.
Never.
And you made a comment about that. First, let's start with the snitching. How do you feel about rappers when they sit up there and say, and they critique people for snitching?
They snitch in their lyrics. The world never knew that young inner city black kids was riding through the city drinking syrup and promethazine with 2 styrofoam cups.
Yep.
Once the rappers start snitching in their lyrics about what we're doing in the streets, because this is what people fail to realize. Children mimic the rappers. Rappers mimic the real street guys. The rappers aren't the real street guys. They mimic it. Right, from the culture to the gold chains, the gold teeth, the drug use. So they come to the airwaves and they get the gang secrets. They let them know how we wear the gang clothing.
Right.
So they do the telling first. And I'm trying to remind everybody who talks street, who want to be street, that is street. One of the first rules before you even came to the streets was there's no honor amongst thieves. Why are we trying to bring honor to the streets when the first rule was there's no honor? Trust nobody, and nature's first rule of law is self-preservation.
Facts.
It's to preserve self. So we've tricked our kids to preserve homie over mama, to preserve the hood over the children, to preserve the street codes even over God, law. So the music is the indoctrination to this belief, because I was a kid that was tricked with the no snitching. But as I got older, I started realizing that as a kid, I couldn't decipher when not to snitch or when to snitch. So I'm gonna hate grandmama because she done called the police on the homie who shot. Is grandmama a snitch? Well, the kids say grandmama snitch because anybody who reports something to law enforcement is a snitch. No, a snitch is. Let's define what a snitch is, because there's no clear definition for a child to comprehend. So when you have the perverted uncle who understand the power of the no snitching title and label, and he's running through molesting, and he's telling this child, you better not snitch on me. The kid would rather hold the molestation, because what's more shameful in the black community? A snitch. A snitch label in the black community is more worse than being called a pedophile or a rapist. So we tricking our kids with this, only for them not to know that the real gangster mob snitch. Sammy the Bull was a killer, he told. The rapper snitch. And so I like to tell the rap community, we love our killers. We love the gangsters until they kill something we love. Well, what do you mean by that? We should be celebrating Eric Holder if we really believe in the street codes. Eric Holder, who killed Nipsey Hussle, he should be elevated and celebrated in the streets, because that's why he supposedly killed Nitch. And Snip calling him a snitch. What gangsters do. So we are wishing that he go do life. But he did what the rap culture in the streets uphold. He killed somebody, gangsters.
For calling him a snitch.
For calling him a snitch.
You got me on that one, Charles.
So the guy who Eric Holder shot along with Nipsey Hussle, he refused to even come testify. The judge sent out a bench warrant. He still refused to testify. So I'm saying to myself, they are promoting gangsterism. And they've been promoting it for over 20-something years now, ever since Mr. Lori C. Tucker came along and tried to get them to just stop calling women the B word. So that not only have they been promoting gangsterism, who have been more disrespectful to our mothers, our daughters, our black women than the rapper? To talk so down about her, treat her so bad, only to put a light-skinned yellow girl in this video.
So when you say this, and once again, the Nipsey Hussle, Eric Holder thing, I understand your view on what you're saying because Eric Holder did what rappers,
the streets say do.
The streets say if somebody calls you a snitch, then you have to deal with that situation.
And this is what I'm saying to the culture. I haven't heard one person wish death on Eric Holder. They wishing life, jail. I hope he never get out of jail.
So when you say this, and millions of people, and when I say millions, I'm not just putting a number out. There are millions who are watching this. Yes. Does that put you in jeopardy when you're traveling across the country and you're going and you're doing podcasts across the country and you're speaking and you're trying to? What type of danger does that put you in?
None. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. I was taught that as a kid. They tricked me into believing. And in my mind, I'm speaking against evil. Gangs, streets, rappers, rap music, and gangsters. That's evil. Unlike Kevin Samuels, and not to put my boy down, he was speaking against black women, fat women, high-value men. Dr. King was speaking against what he thought was evil. Man, them people wasn't scared. So I'm saying to myself, why should I be scared? They ain't scared of the killers.
Now, like I said, I've watched you for a long time. There was a situation in Detroit. Was it Detroit with Meek Mill? With Meek Mill. Now, it seemed like, from what you said, that was a setup in Detroit.
It wasn't. I thought it was in the beginning. Anton Daniels had booked us for a podcast, not knowing that Meek Mill and them had a concert.
Yeah, he had a concert
at the MGM Grand. Right. And his entourage was looking to respond.
Right.
But this what I'm saying to myself, man, they ain't better than God. Man, I went to jail as a kid to juvenile for killing a white guy. Me and 3 guys. Man, I went to juvenile playing bad, right? And so my mother would say, I would say, well, Mama, I'm going to prison when they turn 18 because that's the state's recommendation. I'm saying, Mama, if the white system wants you to go to prison, can't nobody stop them from going to prison. I thought couldn't nobody beat the white man. I was like my uncles and my granddaddy. To a lot of black people, the white man, the invisible white man who runs the system is to them, that man sits over whatever God they believe. Man, them white folks ain't gonna let you do that. How they gonna stop God? Man, that white. So my mother would tell me, son, well, God got the final say so. My mama says that God is the author of life and death. Even if a killer want to kill you, he ain't got that power.
So what do you say when somebody says, yeah, but I got killed, or my uncle is dead, or my cousin is dead because
he don't believe what I believe. I've been with this belief system. I killed the white man. Not only that, I went to the streets with this belief. I ain't lost with this belief yet. I tried to see if my mama was gonna lose. I watched my mama pray my grandmother off heroin. I watched my mama pray my aunts and them off crack. I watched my mama beat my God. Because at first I was atheist, I went Muslim, and then I even served the devil. I was Satanist for a while. I didn't believe nothing. Only to watch my mama and say, man, okay, so, man, I ain't scared of nothing on earth.
You know what's weird?
I ain't scared of nothing.
When I'm talking to you, you do the same thing, and I'm gonna give you credit. You do the same thing as if when I'm watching you, when I'm scrolling on my phone. There'll be a point where you'll say something, and I'll be like, no, that's wrong. And then you'll say something else, and I'll go like, oh, he's got a point. But can we keep Charleston White for one more break? Can we keep him for one more? We can. Like, I gotta ask permission. The women always running things. We think we run things. There's a woman who's running things behind the scenes.
Yeah,
all right, we get to keep Charleston White for what? We bring him back for the next show, or we just keep talking? What do we do? We're just gonna keep talking here to CW33 is the Michael Shawn Show with Charleston White.
What's up? I'm Shawnee Scott, and this is your business of the week, wokeupinspired.com. If you are looking for custom tees, custom hoodies, custom sweats, custom anything, wokeupinspired.com is definitely the site you want to visit. They have a special running for Women's History Month. You can get these shirts here for the prices listed below, as long as you log on to wokeupinspired.com. Wokeupinspired.com, owned and operated by a female Black entrepreneur. So make sure you visit their website today at wokeupinspired.com. And that's our business of the week right here on Media Room 360.
Welcome back to the Michael Shawn Show. I'm Michael Shawn. Obviously, we have Charleston White here. For those who just joined us, and I was told by my producers, I had to explain the Meek Mill situation briefly, because we got, not that Meek's not big. I'm from the Northeast. I'm from New York, so Philly Meek, no disrespect. But there was a situation with Meek. What was the origin? We didn't get the whole story. What was the origin problem between you and Meek Mill?
Well, most of the rappers were upset about some of the things that I've said. You know, I made mockery and made fun of Meek Mill's bunny hopping when he lost that bet,
right,
for them billionaire white guys.
Right.
So I've made a lot of provoking statements to rappers that, you know, I would assume that if they see me in person, of course they gonna wanna say something. But in my mind, they have more to lose than me. So these are, in my mind, these are rational black men who will say, man, he just talking. For one, I got way more money than him. So, man, he just talking. I'm not. So in my mind, that's the approach that they would take. So I get booked at the MGM Grand. Meek Mill's having a concert there. I just know I'm being booked in. When I turn around and look, it look like it's 50 rappers in the building. Everybody got on gold chains, all them diamonds on. I'm saying, man, I know they ain't booked me with no rappers, so I'm thinking this possibly could be a setup, because why would he do this here?
Right.
Make a long story short, more people start piling up in the lobby, and they all looking at me. Yeah. and so the front desk is kind of delaying the bookend, which I wasn't supposed to be out front no way.
Right.
And then here come Meek Mill, him and his bodyguard walk by, and we just make eye contact. He leave. Bodyguard come back down, shake hands with everybody, and the situation get a little bit more hostile. So several minutes later, looked like the shooters came in. 4 or 5 young guys with no diamonds around their neck, swinging their arms, and Dewberry was just so happened standing by the door, and they didn't see my partner Dewberry. So I'm reaching in my bag, because this right after the Soldier Boy is there, so I'm trying to find that mace. I'm trying to get in there and get that mace. So they swinging their hands.
Right.
There's one guy standing right there, video recording, and Dewberry spook him, because he says, man, we know what y'all doing. By this time, there was a guy by the name of Enzo from Detroit, who was observing what was going on.
Right.
He saw me walk by a guy, and one of the guys tapped his friend and pointed at me like, that's him. And so he called some people that from Detroit, and about 4 or 5 Detroit guys came and showed up and rescued us. Yeah, they came and rescued us.
And they came and saved the day.
Yeah, they came and saved the day. They came and saved the day.
Charleston.
Yeah, so I've been moved.
I know, I believe in God. I do. But Charleston.
Yeah, I keep a gun on me too, though. I don't just leave it all in God's hand.
Okay, I was just wondering. No.
I don't just leave it all in God's hand, because it says faith without works.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't leave it all to God. Yeah, no.
Oh my God. Oh Lord.
But now, man, see, most people think I'm a convicted felon. I was adjudicated for first-degree murder as a kid. So there's a difference between being convicted, because adults are convicted in criminal court. Children are adjudicated in family court. So when a child commits a crime, in order for them to be in adult court, they have to go through a certification hearing to stand trial as an adult. I never stood trial as an adult, so I remained in the juvenile system, which is family court, right? So I was adjudicated in family court for a juvenile delinquent crime, first-degree murder. When I turned 21 years old, my file stays in family court. My record is sealed.
Okay, so you're not.
So I can
right.
legally buy guns.
Okay.
And
all
I
right.
stockpile weapons.
Okay.
Yeah. I stockpile guns. Legally. Yeah, legally. And I show them every time I buy one. Yeah. And I travel with them, and I hire law enforcement police. I don't get my homeboys to be security. I go get law enforcement security who get paid to put their life on the line to save people.
Okay, so Charleston White is here with us. It's the Michael Shawn Show. Listen, I'm not built for all this. I'm a comedian. All I do is I don't stockpile guns. I don't. But then you go from one heated situation with Meek Mill, and then you just can't stay there. You jump into the J Prince, Migos, and you got comments, and you got. I'm just gonna let.
I've actually got a phone call from Mr. Prince.
So
he want to sit down. He want to sit down.
Oh, Charles. All right. Like you making me tired. Like you making me tired right this. We gotta. Oh, we do? Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm being run by women. We got a break right now. We'll come right back. CW33, the Michael Shawn Show with Charleston White is exhausting. I promise. Just please, everybody buy guns. Just buy guns. So don't say that.
Second Amendment rights. Second Amendment rights.
Hey, what's up? It's Shawnee Scott, owner of Media Room 360. And since we have been airing on the CW and Media Room 360 streaming platform, I've received a lot of calls from you that want to start your own show, but you don't know how to start your own show. So here at Media Room 360, me, DJ Big Bink, Action Jackson, and Michael Shawn have all come up with a great idea for you. We are going to give you 12 weeks of training. You'll get to come in, work on our shows, and learn how to put your own show together. At the end of this 12 weeks, once you have your show together, we will produce your 28.5-minute show. All you have to do to get more information or let us know that you're interested in participating is email me at info@mediaroom360.com, and I'll share more details with you there.
I am Sabrina Lynn Brenham, and I'm a candidate for Dallas City Council District 8. I'm the #1 candidate, and I am place 1 on the ballot. My integrity, my loyalty, and my commitment would allow me to be the best Dallas City Council person in D8.
Paid for by Sabrina Lynn Brenham Campaign.
Welcome back to the CW33. Welcome back to the Michael Shawn Show. Obviously, I'm Michael Shawn, and I'm with a very special guest, Mr. Charleston White, who has exhausted me like just. I thought I was built. I thought I was ready. I thought I was ready to interview you. I thought I was like, how difficult could this be? It's difficult. Okay. Because when I tell you, I don't know how you remain so calm. So now we have the Rap-A-Lot situation. J Prince, we have a tragic death in hip hop.
Yeah, tragic.
A tragic death in hip hop, and Migos loses a brother. J Prince goes on, and actually on our morning show on Media Room 360 on YouTube, I really don't even want to comment on it because I don't even know exactly what's going on. But once again, you jump in, and you say J Prince wants to sit down with you after you say what about the situation?
Well, I'm basically saying that his sons bring shame to his name. The mob ties concept.
Mob ties concept.
I'm saying ain't no such thing as mob ties in America. Mm-hmm. We're not Italians, first of all. Our ancestors never wanted to be mob nothing. Mm-hmm. Mob extort people. They extort their own people. His sons say, okay, y'all got to check in. Y'all don't make Britney Spears check in. So I'm saying if you guys can get back a chain, why can't you help change laws? Why can't you guys put together some when it's time to butt heads with the police when they kill somebody? We don't see you guys nowhere for that. But you can go get a chain back. People coming up dead around y'all. Come on, man. Now, I had a great deal of respect for James Prince prior to social media allowing us to see that they're just like us. They're no different, right? So here he is. He's built Rap-A-Lot Records. Mm-hmm. He's been the CEO of a record company. He ain't no mob boss. He ain't put no hit out on George Zimmerman and got him killed, mob ties. They ain't went and killed now police officer that done killed one of us. So how you mob? Y'all only mob with us to come do us wrong because we don't have the street power nor the money. So your sons, and what I said that may have them upset is your sons was born into a rich lifestyle. How they gangster? How they pushing mob tie? Ain't nothing gangster about them. Let them come pay their dues like every other gangster. Don't let them hide behind your name, sir. So that's what I'm saying. But why would y'all bring shame to such a big, great name and legacy that you built for your sons to play gangster and people die? So when I saw him confront Takeoff and them, Quavo, man, all that, man, them babies compared to him, homie, and they mourning. Mm-hmm. So it's an open murder investigation. Mob ties, why y'all speaking? I thought the mob, so stay rap a lot. We don't need a mob. We don't need an organization as black people. We need individual men that got like hearts and like minds to get together and do something for us. We don't need to be extorted. Y'all extorting us. Y'all putting the oppression on us before the white man can put the Jim Crow back on us.
Before with the check-ins and
all the check-ins, y'all got oppressive conditions. When I step out my house, y'all got these oppressive conditions before I even get to the job, and the white man can say, "No, you ain't got the job."
So when somebody calls you, like a James Prince or anybody, but we'll stay with James Prince. When somebody calls you for a sit-down, what does that entail? What happens if Charleston White decides to go sit down with James Prince? What do you actually talk about?
Nothing. What we gonna talk about? I'm not in the entertainment industry. I'm not a rapper, and I ain't a gangster. So what we gonna talk about? There's no. Here's the thing. Black folks been sitting around talking, and this what I know about two black men. If they ain't building nothing together, guess what they gonna end up doing? Arguing and fighting, because that's all two black people do anyway when they get together. They're not gonna build nothing together. We're not gonna produce nothing together. We're not gonna manufacture nothing together. We're not gonna create no programs. We're not gonna do nothing but argue and squabble over my ideology, my opinion, your belief, my religion, so why would I sit down and do that when I'm really in the community working? I don't know James Prince to be working in the community. So why would I come sit down with the street gangsters and the rappers to have a sit down about what? I'm gonna call the police on you.
Okay, so if that's the case, there is not going to be a sit down. You're not going to sit down with James.
I can't say what I won't say. I ain't sitting down with no man, and we ain't talking constructively. He's a street guy supposedly, and his sons and them playing street. Mm-hmm. They all mob. Why would I sit down with the mob and I'm over here with the police? I'm telling you, I'm gonna call the police. So why would the mob want to sit down with a guy that openly professes to call the police?
Right.
Why would they want to do that?
Those are facts on facts.
So the mob needs to leave me alone and stay with the mob and the street stuff because I'm law-abiding. When did what law-abiding citizens say affect street people?
Right. Because technically we're supposed to be civilians.
We're civilians. I haven't been breaking law in over 20 years. I've been in college working as an election judge, trying to get my name on the ballot as a precinct chair, working in political fields, changing laws and legislation. I ain't in the streets. So why would the streets be listening to me, say, man, I want to talk to him? I told Mr. James Prince, if me and you sit down and have a conversation, I'm bringing the FBI and the police because I want this conversation to be documented by law enforcement. And I want my police friends to be there. Now, if you want this conversation, we can have it, and it's documented and recorded with law enforcement and FBI present. Other than that, I don't want to talk to no figure. And put the end on the figure.
And you know they put the end on the figure.
Put the end on the figure.
I get it. And this is why I can't not agree with you. I don't agree with you in certain ways, but then I understand what you're saying. If we're going to talk with the authorities around because you're not going to hold this over my head and try and set me up or whatever.
People been dying around him. Let me just say that.
People have been dying.
His son, we watched his son step over a dead body. I want the police involved in anything I do with anything that has to do with rappers because rapping now is a criminal organization. It's proven they're all going to jail.
They're all going to jail.
They're all going to jail.
Charleston White, I thank you so much for coming by and spending time with us, but I want to give you this few minutes right here. after all is said and done, after everything on social media is said and everything, everybody has their comments and all the drama that goes on, what is it that you want to succeed at? What is the goal from all of this? What is your final destination that you want?
Helping young people excel in all aspects of their life by working and helping to provide alternatives and resources. So what's the alternative? You ain't always got to be gangster, little homie. You got a man right here who thought playing gangster was the way, and it ended up costing somebody their life. Wasn't nothing about me gangster. I've never been to bed hungry. I don't know what it's like to be poor. I come from a loving home. We prayed at night. But because I tapped into our culture, I come from the black exploitation era, which was about pimping and prostitution, only to grow up to see gangsterism. Our culture gave me this. My mother was saying, go to school, do this. But when mama go to work, I turn on the culture. And everything I saw from my uncle. So I'm saying, nah, man, this ain't us, y'all. We come from a whole different kind of people that didn't want to be gangster. So we need options and alternatives, solutions and resources and answers. But we need to give this to our babies. So that's why I don't want to sit down with James Prince, because we just be two grown people arguing and they need a new alternative. And so I became the new alternative. I just want to be a good man. I want to be a good father, a good neighbor. I don't want to be a gangster.
I want to thank you again for stopping by. Mr. Charleston White here on the Michael Shawn Show. Make sure y'all, do we lead everybody to something? Is there a website?
Rat Williams. Rat Williams _ is my official Instagram. I also have a website where I sell, I trademarked the word NIGGA, thanks to Tupac.
Thank you for spelling it.
Never ignorant getting goals accomplished, because it's an acronym.
There we go.
And so I trademarked that. And so you can find that at www.therealcharlestonwhite.com. And I got my own podcast, The Game Related Podcast.
The Game Related Podcast. And don't forget to check out, we're going to have him on Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends Media Room 360 on YouTube every Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Thank you again. It's the Michael Shawn Show. I'm going to go take a nap. I'm tired.
Sabrina Lynn Brenham, and I'm a candidate for Dallas City Council District 8. I'm the #1 candidate, and I am place 1 on the ballot. My integrity, my loyalty, and my commitment would allow me to be the best Dallas City Council person in D8.
Paid for by Sabrina Lynn Brenham Campaign.
A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Yo, what's up? It's NLE Chopper. Be sure to check out Shawnee Scott on air every Saturday on the CW33. Let's do it.